Y'all, the shift has finally hit the fan. People are waking up and realizing that something is missing, something that is necessary, something that is needed. A little bit of almond joy, a little bit of nougat crunch, Hershey's bar, Reese's cup. They're realizing that they need chocolate. So the ones that have distanced themselves from us, they're waking up and realizing, hold on, that we've always been the magic, the black magic, y'all. What the helly? The veil is really lifting, y'all.
I miss black people. I know that sounds crazy, but I am from Georgia and I used to go to HBCU and the majority of my friends were black, and now I live in a small town in California and I miss black people. There's not very many here and I hate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job, I love my friends here, but I miss black people. Don't come for me. I miss the culture, I miss the vibe, I miss the confidence, the jokes, the food. I miss black people. Something's missing in my life and I've come to the conclusion that that's what it is.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves just like you did.
What do you mean by that?
Where I'm from in Pennsylvania, it's mainly Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and the Spanish community. And bless their souls, are great people. They brought great culture and all that. But they always would mess up my beard. The first thing they would do is they would hack it off. I don't like my beard to be short, and they would always end up making it short on me no matter what I told them. And it would always be a language barrier too. And then because of the way my beard grows, I would try to explain to them that you can't make it even, you have to make it look even because of the way that it grows, and they would never do that. And then today I decided to give another barber a chance. After years, I came to a black-owned barber shop. And I'm just saying, I think I found a barber.
See, this is exactly what we tried to tell y'all for the past 400 years, but nobody didn't want to hear us. You know what I'm saying? What did y'all do? Y'all hid our history. Y'all lied to us. Y'all manipulated us. Did some crazy things to us. For the past 400 years, we tried to tell y'all. We tried to show y'all how to live in harmony with nature, how to live in harmony with us. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to work in order to earn a living in this system. That's not how nature works. But y'all didn't want to listen to us. Then you guys took our spirituality, you turned it to religion, you made it evil so we wouldn't be able to use it and wake up out of this spell that majority of our people are locked in currently. But now the shift has literally hit the fan. Our brothers and our sisters are waking up, and now this is the collapse of this three-dimensional system because we don't want to play this game anymore. This is what actually brings me black joy. So yes, y'all, my brothers and sisters, the shift is here, but I want you to realize everywhere you go, I want you to know that you are someone's almond joy, okay? The shift is here. Everybody's going through it. They see it. They feel it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
Now, when you see white people come out and talk about how they miss and how they want black people, you know that this is real. You know that black people keep it 100 with everyone around them. They have developed this culture of showing the cultural richness of the United States. And so when we have these white people that shared neighborhood with black people and somehow they left these places or they traveled or for some reasons they don't live in the same area, they start feeling like they miss and they want black people, because there is a movement that started trying to tell black people how they miss them and how they want black people back in their lives. And this will tell you one thing about black people. In as much as the propagandist movement will always try to tell you negative stereotypes about black people, white people themselves, and this is a confirmatory test, white people are coming out and saying for themselves that they miss and want black people. And now this is authentic because now they're coming out and they are on the ground speaking their heartfelt truth. This is not those propaganda that you've ever heard being said about black people. Oh, black people did this or black people did that, right? So you get to understand how these things happens, because black Americans, they shape the soul of the United States. They are the cultural engines of the United States. Talk about music, talk about language, talk about dance, talk about humor, talk about rhythm, talk about creativity. These are not small things, because these things, they shape the national identity. Understand that without black presence, the US feels emotionally dry, silent, and tasteless. Now, white people often don't realize how much they rely on black culture, first for joy, for entertainment, for social energy, until they start missing it. You only know the importance of light when the candle starts lighting low, right? And black people are the candle. But we have scenarios that forces black people to leave the United States. We have scenarios that forces black people to go to other places. And now they're starting missing black people. The cultural creativity, the resilience, and the expressive power of black people give America its flavor and life. And that's how you see all these people coming out and still crying that they miss black people and they need black people back. Brothers and sisters, I want us to watch this video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. I'm your host, number one host, presenter, Eugene Duke Stories. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. So let's keep watching.
I miss black people. I know that sounds crazy, but I am from Georgia and I used to go to HBCU and the majority of my friends were black, and now I live in a small town in California and I miss black people. There's not very many here and I hate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job, I love my friends here, but I miss black people. Don't come for me. I miss the culture, I miss the vibe, I miss the confidence, the jokes, the food. I miss black people. Something's missing in my life and I've come to the conclusion that that's what it is. Okay, bye!
But do you really? Because you're naming everything that you miss about us, which is things we do for you. But actually missing us, I don't think you do. Now, don't get me wrong, we are Black Magic. We do bring culture, we do bring creativity, we do have a confidence, we do have an air about us. We just bring life to the party. We just it, and that's just what it is. But you realize that your life is very, 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 very mundane without us. And it ain't that you miss us. Like I said, it's you miss what we can do for you. You miss the entertainment of us. You miss the oh look type of thing. It's almost like a minstrel show for you. That's what I'm getting from this. And you say you know had black friends before and you went to HBCU, I think, and you miss the entertainment value of us. You don't necessarily miss us. You miss the entertainment. You miss the fun that we can have. But we, as black people, we know how to be in a community of just us and have a great time with just us. How is it that y'all don't know how to have a great time with just you? Why is it y'all always trying to infiltrate what we got going on? Remember when they had the Black Girl Beach Day, like across the states, and then white people was getting mad about that? Like, how would you guys feel if we had a only whites beach day with no blacks allowed? Y'all had hundreds of years of that. You had your own country clubs. Heck, the United States was yours, and we wasn't invited into anything unless we were working for our ancestors. Unless our ancestors was working for y'all. That was the only time we was invited into an establishment or a whites only type of thing. And if we was working for y'all. But y'all want to be included in everything we do. I'm not saying I hate white people, because I don't. My family is full of different races. Okay? So I don't hate, I don't dislike. But I do know BS when I see it. And I'm going to just call it how it is. Y'all be easy, be blessed. Let the Lord use you. Don't let nobody else, all right? Have a good day, and don't be nobody's entertainment.
So yesterday, I was scrolling TikTok and I came across a video of this lady. And she was talking about how she moved away for her job, and where she had to move to, there was no black people. And she was talking about how she missed the black people. And I understood exactly what she said. I watched the whole video. I understood everything she said. Because whenever I moved to Lawrenceburg, I missed black people. I missed them so bad that I came back home. I was up there for like 2 years because I had moved up there to help my sister at her job. And I could not wait to come home. There were black people there, but it was few. And like you only seen them in passing. I don't know, maybe if I had lived there longer before that, I could have met more black people and been around. But living where I lived, I was ready to come home. And when I have these conversations with people, like trying to tell them about why I am the way I am, because I've had people tell me, oh, you want to be black? Why would I want to be black? I see what black people go through. I've been around black people when they've been racially profiled. I've been around black people when they get side-eyed for doing absolutely nothing. I've been side-eyed for doing absolutely nothing before because I was with black people. So why would I want to be black? And now don't get me wrong, I will stand next to a black person with them while they go through every bit of that and go through it with them in a heartbeat. I'm not saying that to say, oh, I could never be that, because I will go through it with them effortlessly. But as far as, oh, you just a white girl, you want to be black, it's not that at all. But I will say, my 38 years of living, I would much rather be part of a black household than a white household. When it comes to the family dynamic, way different. Way, way different. You walk into a black household, you can feel they love different. Their vibe is different. Their energy is different. Everything is different. You can't. I'm obviously a white girl, a white person, and say family gatherings, for instance. I know there's white people that have big family gatherings or whatnot. I'm not. My family's not one of them. Our immediate family, we gather on holidays. Mom, dad, brother, sister, grandkids. It's us. My grandma, I hardly ever see her. My aunts, I hardly ever see them. My cousins, like when it comes, you know how black people are with their cousins? And they have a lot of cousins, but they fuck with all their cousins. I love my cousins. I love them to death when I'm around them. We cut up or whatever if I go around them. I don't see them. We don't text each other. We don't call each other. We don't meet up and do stuff together. We don't even talk unless it's been a planned event for something, which is rare. Very rare. Black people, they got cousins everywhere. Even if they ain't their real cousins, they gonna call them cousins. They gonna treat them like their cousin. It's just different. Black people are way different than white people. And 10 times out of 10, I'm going with the black people.
I just saw a black woman. Okay, let me start over. It will make sense. Just hear me out. My grandma was a very important person in my life. She was very open-minded, kind of a heavy evergreener. She was kind of a hippie. Anyway, she had property up in Mount Rainier, and next to her property was this really big river, And we would go there and we would like take rocks. And we'd always look for rocks that had like really crazy patterns on it, like white streaks going down, or ones that look like granite, or maybe it was shaped like a heart. Like we just tried to find the most unique rocks. And when I was picking out all these rocks and I showed my grandma, she wasn't disappointed, but she was just like, very cute, very cute. And then she said, have you ever tried to find a rock that was very dark? I mean, very dark, almost black. And I was like, no. Like, I like the ones that have like stuff all over them. And she said, well, these are beautiful, but if you ever find a rock that is very dark, if you pull it out of the water, if you pull it out of the river, and the water is still on it, and you shine it in the sun, it's the most beautiful rock there is. I mean, gorgeous. And I thought, like, okay. And it really wasn't that big of a deal to me as a kid, because I thought, like, okay, whatever, it's just a rock. And I want ones that have patterns all over them. Grandma, in that conversation, told me, oh, I'm gonna cry. She told me that there was this man that worked with her when she used to work in these, like, chemical labs, and he was black. And she said that when they were inside, that he was a handsome man, but he was truly the most gorgeous person she'd ever seen. When they would go outside for breaks, she said he was usually sweating a little bit from working, and when we go outside we get like a little bit of a break. The water or the sweat that was going down his face, it would just kind of sit down his head or on his cheekbones. And she said he had to have been the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. She said, and it reminded me of these rocks that I would find from the river. They truly are the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. They just glisten in the sun. And I just thought that was really sweet. And I was in my living room today, and I was looking at some rocks that the girls had collected. I looked out my living room window, and there was this girl, this black woman, with very dark complexion, walking down my street. And I know everyone who walks down these streets because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I just look out the window all day, like, seriously. And she had her hair in a ponytail like this, and she had highlighter on right here that I could see from my window. Like, that's how much she was shining. And it was raining outside, and there was just water, like, falling down her shoulders, and it just, like, hit me, and I was like, wow. Like, Grandma was right. That is the most beautiful person I have ever seen in my life. Like, she is literally glistening. She's shining just the same as Grandma had described this rock, or the guy that she used to work with and that I secretly think she's in love with. But just wow, she was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I was just watching her walk down the road. Don't know why she's walking down here, because no one here is worthy of all that beauty. This is not the best neighborhood. I was like, why are you here? Like, what the heck? I was gonna go out the door and just let her know she looks beautiful today. And when I opened the door, she was gone. She wasn't there. I was like, what the heck? Like, there's no way she made it past the point where I can't see her anymore. But it was just so weird that I was looking at these rocks, and then I saw her, and just crazy. Because she really was gorgeous. I mean, like, wow, Grandma was not wrong.
Have you guys seen that video of that white lady talk about, I miss HBCUs, I miss black people? I bet you do. You know, I'm going to tell you guys something. The reason why Caucasian people age the way they do is because when you siphon magic and you put it in non-magical bodies, what happens? They break down. So when you guys talk about energy farming, it's more than what you think it is. We are gifts. We are special, not just because of the shade of your skin. All of you has something within you. When you flow from the source, you are not tapping into it or utilizing tools in order to wield it or reading things to learn from it. You are a piece of it. You are an endless flow. When you take that flow and you put it into something that cannot continuously flow, what happens? It spills out. Their bodies start to deteriorate and break down because you are not a magical entity and you're not supposed to have what we do. I try not to say things like that because it does differentiate us a little bit, but it's time to start doing that. Don't you feel gifted? We've always been. We're different. And it doesn't mean superior because we don't think the way that they do. They came from us, but they came from us displaced. They were not meant to hold the energy that you do. So we watch the deterioration live every single day. It's a very interesting thing for people to openly admit they miss stealing from us. I miss black joy. No, you miss everything that I possess that makes me happy in this world. Because you guys have taken every fucking thing else. Like, I just cannot. People miss the laughter, not just the joy, the laughter, the excitement, the feeling of community, being a family. Like, all of that stuff comes with being black. And it's something that is felt through all of us. So no matter who is in a room and we don't know each other, we all know each other because we all share culture. Like, don't let people energy farm from you. I have a white best friend and she will never consume my energy. She knows who she is and she's content in that. I have other Caucasian friends and family and never do they try to put themselves in spaces they feel they don't belong. You can be an observer and appreciate a culture and not have to be in the middle of it or take from it. And if you do take from it, appreciate that. Give back to it. They don't plan on doing any of that because we've been giving energy for free this entire time and we need to stop doing that. Conserve your shit. You're a free-flowing, magical fucking being on a floating rock. Nobody has the right to utilize you. Don't give yourself away freely.
You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black.
Like, this world's amazing. I mean, let's also just be real. Like, I wanted to be black.
Listen,
all the best players in the world were black. All the best.
Oh, why do you hang out with so many black people then, huh? What do you want to be black? Fucking a little bit. It's so much cooler some of the time, okay? Every white person wishes they were black a little bit. Any white person who says they don't is a fucking liar or a cop, okay? Do not believe that.
to be black. I want to be black. We live in a society that emulates black people. We want to be black, dress black, talk black. We text black. I sent out a text this morning. I was like, yo, what up? Where you at? I've never said that sentence out loud in my life.
Oh.
So, like, for me, I think my family's been trying to be black for a long time. So,
you like the Kardashians in here.
Shout out to my brothers. Let's get it. Peace.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm going to tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new. It's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics. It was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they try to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. Now, Black Americans, they provide emotional depth and authenticity, right? And I'll explain. Black people have endured centuries of oppression and still developed a psychology rooted in authenticity, rooted in empathy, rooted in emotional intelligence. This is what many white people don't have. We'll have to agree from that standpoint. Many white people feel emotionally restricted by the stiffness of European American culture, which often discourages vulnerability. Black Americans, however, they express their feeling, they express their pain, they express their humor, spirituality, and truth without fear. White people crave that kind of authenticity because it makes them feel human, it makes them feel alive, it makes them feel connected, something that their own culture doesn't often give them. And so when you talk about the authenticity that it is from Black people, you come to understand the reality of the fact that I tell you. Also, I'm going to be talking about Black genius transforms suffering into beauty. Yes, we have seen all instances where Black people have turned their suffering into something beauty. White Americans is addicted to Black innovation. We'll need to agree on that. Turning trauma into music. Black people express themselves through blues, through jazz, through hip hop, right? And these are all instruments, musical varieties that Black people have used to transform their trauma into something beautiful, into something which is worldwide viewed, into something which is so much loved, so much liked, giving a tune, giving a tone, and give it a taste, right? How Black people sing, like the blues type of singing, the R&B type of singing, the voices of Black people, these all shapes and turns into something beautiful. Yet again, it all's the fundamental truth where Black people came from. And so looking at this genius transformation of transforming suffering into beauty is something that really needs to be studied. It's something that it really needs to be looked into. There is something spiritual powerful about people who can transform pain into a global beauty. White people feel the absence of this transformation, the transformative energy, because its creative force they depend on but cannot produce in the same way. They cannot produce it in the same way, but they depend on it. Black people generate cultural miracles out of struggle, and that is deeply magnetic. That is deeply magnetic, and this is so beautiful about Black people. So much beautiful about Black people. Now, Black social warmth and community make society feels alive. Yes, the hyper energy of Black people, whenever they are, they light up the room. You know that, right? Now, Black Americans bring a kind of social warmth, friendliness, humor, presence, communal spirits that is often missing in individualistic white culture. Remember that white people frequently feel isolated, detached, and cold within their own communities. But Black spaces, barbershops, churches, neighborhoods, music scenes, this all creates a collective energy, human connection, and social life. When Black presence is missing, society becomes lonely, mechanical, and emotionally cold, right? We have all seen this in black spaces because they light up the room, they bring positive energy. Black creativity and innovation power multiple industries. Let's talk about sports, let's talk about entertainment, academia, fashion, spiritual leadership, political thinking. Black Americans are overrepresented in areas that require genius, resilience, and brilliance. White people miss black excellence because it keeps America competitive, inspiring, and globally influential, even economically. Entire industrial collapse without black contribution. It's true. America without black people feels smaller, feels less innovative, and less dynamic. We'll all have to agree on that. Black joy and humor brings balance to a stressed nation. And I'll explain. Many white Americans live in constant stress, live in constant anxiety, live in constant emotional repression. Black joy, despite oppression, it breaks that tension. The laughter, the rhythm, the playing with the language, the style, the confidence, the swagger, all bring life into society struggling with depression and emotional numbness. When black joy disappears, society feels heavier, darker, quieter. White people genuinely feel the absence because black joy carries healing and uplifting energy. Remember, black Americans give America its identity. And that's why they tell you that black American history is American history. We'll all have to agree on that. At the deepest level, let's just be honest. White Americans miss black people because without black America, there is no America. And I'll say again, black American history is American history. Because without black people, no jazz. Without black people, no hip hop. Without black people, no blues. Without black people, no civil rights movement. Without black people, no global cultural influence. Without black people, no soul food. Without black people, no NBA or NFL. Without black people, no modern slang. Without black people, no rhythm. Without black people, no moral compass. Without black people, no national personality. So, you understand why they miss black people. And they miss black people badly. And that's just part of the truth that we need to talk about. Now, the entire psychological, the entire cultural and emotional identity of the United States is intertwined within black people. When black presence is removed, even hypothetically, America feels empty, soulless, and unrecognizable. White people sense this intuitively. They need black Americans, not for only entertainment, but for meaning, soul energy, creativity, humanity, and identity. As you know, I'm your host and presenter, number one host and presenter. It's in Stories. But until then, I'm hoping to see you in my next video. Well, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.